Well, good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, and that means it is time for Chat with Charles. And we have our buddy Steve Resor here with us. Steve, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me, Charles.
Hey, could you come a little closer to your microphone here? There you
Yeah.
go.
Is that better?
Yep, yeah, get awful quiet on you.
Right on.
Well, we got Steve with us, and we're going to find all about Steve and his guitar journey today. But before we do that, let's go ahead and welcome folks into the chat. And so first we got to have Earl Coli. He's saying good morning to all. Looking forward to sitting in on another chat with Charles and his fabulous guest, the one and only Steve Reeser.
Good morning, Earl.
And he wants to know what we're drinking. Well, Earl, I've got some coffee here, and I believe Steve has the same
I got some coffee too.
because we're old gents and we need something to get started in the morning.
Yeah. Naps don't really work that well.
That's right. All right, and so we got Cushman NYC saying hello to all the peoples out there.
Hey, Kush.
Hello. And we got Big Wave Dave saying hello.
Hey, Dave.
And Bonkers has made his way in early this morning. Hello there, my friend.
Hi, Bonkers.
And everyone's favorite music in law, Ryan Hall.
Ryan Hall.
I tell you, I simply love it, Steve, when Ryan Hall does a John Prine cover. It's like makes my day. Those are perfect.
I like some John Prine.
Those John Prine songs are just perfectly suited to Ryan Hall. I'm telling you. Let's see. Patrick Trite saying good day. Well, good day to you, Patrick. And Arf has made his way in saying, good morning, doctor and guest. Hello, everyone. Can't stay to chat. Just popped in to say hi. Leave this on while I clean up a bit. Well, hoping you can hear us, Arf, and welcome, and we appreciate you, buddy.
Well, hi, Arf.
And we got Stephen Monchmicelli saying good morning to all.
Good morning, Mach.
And that's an interesting guitar on the avatar here.
Yeah, I like that.
Loving it. And we have our buddy Josh Tanberg all the way from Deutschland.
Hi, Josh.
I hope he's enjoying his new adventure over there and very honored that he is still finding time to come in and spend time with us. Appreciate you, buddy. And we got Pops, Quentin James, Guitar Talk Universe lurking because he needs some bacon.
Oh, that'd be great. Some bacon.
Now I feel like walking to go make bacon, right? It's like, darn, you had to do it. And we got Brian searching from Tone. Good afternoon, everyone. That's right. He's on the East Coast along with you, and we have rolled over to noon. So good afternoon, my friend.
Hi, Brian.
And we got Ed Nugent, my brother, and he is in and saying hello to everybody. Hello there, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Ed attended his first Water Buffalo meeting yesterday.
He did. I was trying. I got in there late, and everybody was gone already.
Oh.
I had this, well, we were talking about it. I'm like, what do you do?
Yeah, usually those go a couple hours, so you're.
Yeah, I was like 10, maybe by the time I got on there, and I'm like, I doubt anyone's there.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, because that started 1 p.m. Eastern, so yeah, they might have went. Sometimes those go really long, but usually it's about 2 hours.
Right.
It would have been to 3. And we got our buddy Tone Yeager 72 saying, good morning, everyone. Listening while I work. Cheers all.
Hey, Tone Jagger.
And Herb of Fireside Studios. Charles is late. Must have had a poop pain hit him. It was more of a coffee reload. But appreciate the thought.
The herbs.
I am so excited. Herb does these great little shorts videos, and then he reveals the Easter eggs. But he did a long-form content video that I've been dying to get to, where he kind of takes you through how he did it all. And it is on my list for after the show because I am dying to see this. I love his content, and whenever he does a long-form video, it's like a treasure. So
I have to check that out. I like some longer content.
Yeah. And we got our buddy Dan Gorman. Hey, people of Earth.
Hi, Dan.
Gotta love this. And we have JP Page 2 saying, hello, peeps. You may not know this, but JP Page 2 is going to be Ben Coom's guest tonight.
Nice. I'll be there tonight checking that out.
Here you go. And speak of the devil, here he is. Hello
There he
there, Ben
is,
Coombs.
Ben.
Yeah. JP Page 2 is the community's resident amp expert. So if you've got a question about one of your amps, that is going to be the place to be tonight. And we got Symmetry Trev, who has made it in early this morning. Appreciate you, my friend.
How you doing, Trev?
I love it that those guys over on the West Coast get up early to watch this. It's just a good feeling. Appreciate you.
Trev's seems to be up all night, napping, living life, having fun.
It's all part of it, right? We got Guitar Man 45. He's on a mission from God, putting the band back together. I think we need an update, though. I think we need.
Yeah, Bo.
Just saying. And Keith H is here. Good morning to all.
Good morning, Keith.
And the guy with the coolest avatar on YouTube, Time Surfing Alien. Hello there.
Another one from some other planet.
Yeah, I just love this. I cannot get over it. It makes I don't care how many times I see it, Steve. It makes me chuckle.
Yeah, it does. The little one's looking up.
Yep. Like, pass it over. But come on. Oh, let's see. There he is, Barshin Murray, saying, good morning, getting my coffee ready. Then we had the same thought.
Yeah, good morning, Martin.
Steve and I got on early, and we were talking. You were like, I don't really want to do this, but I need to go get a cup of coffee.
Little.
And Eddie Fay has made his way in, saying, good morning, Charles and Steve and guitar friends. All right.
Good morning, Eddie.
And there's our other West Coaster, Hip Metalworks.
Hip, what's up,
early
man?
And watching, appreciate it. And Blackjack Guitarist made his way in. Hello there, my friend.
Morning, Blackjack.
All right, so just trying to see if I've missed anybody because this chat has been moving. Yep, see, didn't want to miss Zach Song, the guy with the greatest collection of acoustic guitars on the planet. See?
Zach.
And Jimmy Bider with his, he is here saying, good morning, y'all. He kind of messed me up because Jimmy always comes in with, what's up?
Yeah.
I started going there and it's not what it says. I'm like, oh my.
Jimmy, man, he kills it on OU812 channel.
Oh, that he
just
does.
Ripping it up.
And, always has something new, right? Always has something new in the arsenal of skill. I don't know.
And something different, too. It's not just another Les Paul or something. It's something just slightly just different and cool.
Yep, exactly. And we got our buddy Charles Green, one of the nicest guys on YouTube.
Charles, man, how you doing?
Let's see. Steve Cassidy Guitarist made his way in. Say hello from Scotland, Guitar Humans.
How you doing, Steve? His glasses mess me up, man. I love it.
It is just working. That is right up our alley. All right, so that catches us up with all the chat. Well, if someone new comes in, we'll put their name up on the screen. But it means, Steve, you are now on the hook, my friend.
All right.
We're gonna have a conversation with Steve, find out all about him, and we're gonna start with Steve. How do you begin your guitar journey?
Riding in a pickup truck with my dad, listening to music, and wondering what is that, and then realizing that's guitar. and then growing up and realizing that can actually be something you can kind of do if you put a little bit of effort into it.
Right. So what kind of music was playing in this pickup truck?
A lot of Beach Boys, man, back in the 70s, and like Hot Blooded, some Foreigner, and then it progressed into some Def Leppard and AC/DC from there.
So
as I
so
got a little.
dad had this spread of music that he liked, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. He liked it quite a. He was a little eclectic in his music. I would say.
Right. So how do you go from listening to the music in the back of the truck, realizing that this is electric guitar, and that if a fella tried hard enough, he could maybe make some of those sounds? Where did you go from there?
Well, I ended up finally getting a guitar, but it was years later. My parents did never get me one, so
Mm-hmm.
it was something I ended up getting, and then I got it and actually started to like learn a few things back, years ago, and it started to kind of click a little bit, and then played some ACDC one day and was like, oh, that's cool. But I never really had an amp or anything to really make it,
Mm-hmm.
to really make it sound like it should. And then kind of got into some acoustic guitars more from there.
Excellent. Our buddy Wayne McConnell has made his way in. He says, "Good morning. Sorry I'm late. Got sidetracked launching Uncle Larry." Well, that's a good reason.
Hey, Wayne.
That's a good reason. Good morning, Wayne. All right. So how do you do? Okay, so you get the guitar, but there's no amp, and then you start getting into acoustics because now you got some sound.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Which totally, I mean, you still try to play some rock songs, but they're not really rock songs. So you start
Mm-hmm.
playing just more country or just acoustic music, and then that kind of spurs you on to some new, different types of music,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Following that rabbit hole.
following it, man. It's just you hear something that you like. Growing up, I didn't really like country. I was
Mm-hmm.
always like into rock and roll and maybe a little blues and stuff, but then you realize, wow, these guys are really, really good. And then you try to imitate some of the things that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Never quite get it though. It's
Well, that
always
brings up
behind.
it brings up an interesting question because how did you go about actually learning to play guitar?
Mostly just, well, at first it was by myself. There
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really any, I guess there was books, but it was pre-internet, so you couldn't just go get anything. And then I started getting like guitar magazines that had tabs in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then my friends had a band growing up. Bo, he had a band called Sudden Death, and they started playing, and then that got me to start wanting to play more. And they actually taught me more about playing,
Mm-hmm.
playing chords and things, and a little theory and stuff like that. And you weren't that old. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
just I
that we
made
are.
it just past just before internet.
My brother says I'm echoing on the show. Interesting. Turn that down a little bit. Let me know if that continues. All
But
right. So
yeah,
so you
so
so you're really kind of self-taught then.
self-taught, and then yeah, like I said, my friends
Mm-hmm.
Bo and Joe, they taught me quite a bit to where I was starting to actually like understand it, and
Mm-hmm.
then just kind of went from just played for quite a few years just by myself mostly, and then when their band slowed down, me and Bo had a little acoustic thing that we started doing a little bit, and then life and work started happening, and had to put guitar on hold for quite a few years as far as playing and really getting into it.
Yeah. right, so you start playing, and so now that you're kind of you're there and you're playing music. What are you playing? And are you get involved in bands? Where you go? Where did you go?
I really just always just been at home pretty much playing. Never, I haven't really been out
Okay.
playing. Just inside the house, in the bedroom. I guess bedroom guitar player for the most part. Um,
I love this.
I
Eddie
haven't
says,
I haven't actually played like along with anybody for
hmm
probably 10 years. And that
okay,
was that was for a few months, and that was a lot of fun. I loved it.
there you go. Eddie says there's a song in that. Life and work started happening. You know, I wouldn't doubt if there's not at least a country song with those words in it. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yep. And Charles Green says, "Yep, a bedroom rocker," and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But do you have any plans to maybe get out and play with some folks, or grab a buddy in and see what
I
noise you
would
can make?
I'd like to, because it would actually help me to learn more.
Mm,
There's not a lot of people that have time to do that
mm.
consistently. You know, everybody, I don't know, they've all got their lives going on, and it's hard to get a couple of dudes just to get together and consistently and be
Yeah,
consistent at it.
yeah, it is at our age. At our age, just trying to find four guys that can get together on the same schedule. It's like,
Yeah,
boy,
it's hard.
yeah.
It's hard. You get two. You get two dudes.
Well, sometimes that's enough. Sometimes
Yeah,
that's enough.
you guys go back and forth on some stuff and come up with some ideas, and that'll help progress something, hopefully. But yeah, it's a lot of fun hanging out and just making the noise. It's even
Hmm.
if you're not 100% sure what you're doing, if it kind of sounds good and it's a little bit loud, just have fun with it.
Yeah, that is definitely this. We're all in this to have some fun and have a good time, and so there's only one way to do it. Ed, if you got echoing, you may want to double check, make sure you don't have two windows of this open because Ben's telling me that the sound's fine. So you may have two windows playing at the same time, and it would get you an echo. Sometimes that happens if you click too fast. Ben says, "Yep, that's why I call it a mission." Love it. Yep, and Trev was saying the same thing. I was there. You go. Love it.
And
So Steve, when you come down into your studio here, where you got your guitars hanging and all your stuff, is there a particular guitar you reach for first that you tend to, or you're circulating around what you got, or is there kind of a go-to?
I like to circle them around, you
Mm.
know, but usually it's that one right there, this Firewild.
Okay,
Um,
you
I
want to pull it
played,
down and maybe tell the story, and
yeah. Um,
let me solo you out because this is a pretty guitar.
I don't know if that'll focus in. It's a, oh, there. It's a Wild Customs Firewild. I don't know if that'll focus in or not. Probably not. It's made out of burl or elm,
Hmm. Oh, it's beautiful.
and it's actually signed on the back there.
Oh, very cool.
Um, on the, not the headstock.
Yeah, Charles Green saying, "Yep, that's got character."
Um, so, like 3 years ago on Halloween, I won this guitar from Justin Johnson. He
Uh,
was he had a series of videos and he was giving it away. And I had followed him for a few years before that. Um, and then I just made comments and stuff. And then on one of the videos, he has like a marionette vampire. And at the end, my name came out, so it was the winner reveal. But yeah, this thing, it's nice, man. Just the neck's perfect. It's so smooth. Um, but yeah, so I win this guitar, and I had never actually had met him before.
mm-hmm.
And then a year later, I find out that he's playing down in Nashville. So I get tickets to go down there, and I get to meet him after the show and thank him, which is cool because I mean, I wouldn't have ever expected me to get this thing. Um, so then another year goes by, and then I end up seeing a post, and he's
So, and if y'all don't know, Steve is a big Justin Johnson fan. So
yeah, I'm
this is more than this is not just a little deal here for him.
yeah, like I follow like any other bands, that you follow and stuff. Um, so yeah, I see this post, and so I answer it. I end up getting a puppy and taking it down to Tennessee for them. And so then I actually do get to meet them, like instead of like 5 minute meet, get to meet and hang out. And it was a great time, man. He's a great guy.
No,
If anybody ever gets the chance to see him live or, say hi.
but I love
Yeah.
this. I mean, you get a message and it says, "Hey, is there anybody in the Indiana area?" Right, and you're like, "Yeah, well, I'm here. What's up?"
Yeah.
And you think you're going to like it's going to be like a concert, a performance, something.
Yeah.
Because hey, can you
Honestly,
pick
that's
up
what I
this
thought.
puppy and bring it to me?
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, it was a great time, man. Just nicest guy in the world.
Mhm.
Um, is you never know where like your guitar passions are gonna turn into some weird adventure that you never
Mhm.
thought that you might have.
Exactly. But that is that's one of the coolest stories. I mean, yeah, you bring a puppy down to him and he shows you around.
Yeah,
It's kind of you think it's great, and he's like, "Yeah, look, here's my stuff." And
yeah, it's cool. It was one of one of the highlights, I would say. I've got to meet quite a few other bands and stuff over the years, um, and they're all great. You know, I would love to meet Mick Mars one day.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, that would be nice.
Never know, man. You could just see some
Charles
old
Green
guy
is
and be
all
like,
over that idea. I'm just waiting for his comment to come up. He is a big Nick Mars fan,
well,
for
my friend Bo, we grew up, man. We were all into Motley Crue.
sure. Hmm.
Um, just loved it. We'd end up at concerts not knowing that we were gonna each other were going
Hmm.
and be run into each other at the show. And just the greatest time growing up.
Yeah, Eddie. No, Justin Johnson had gotten a puppy, but they needed to get it from Indiana to Tennessee, and so that was what the whole post was about. Can
Yeah,
can you bring the puppy down to me? So it was awesome.
Yeah, it was. You know, it was a lot of fun, man.
Could we go back to that guitar for a minute because there was a question
Yeah,
about Rob Blackmore official wanted to know what kind of pickups are in that guitar.
that has TV Jones,
That's what I was thinking.
and those are the oh, now I can't remember.
Classics or Supertrons.
Uh, Powertron and Powertron Plus, I think,
Here you go.
if I remember right. Yep.
Yep. So Charles was listening about Motley Crue.
Oh, his guitar is awesome. When I saw that, I was like, oh, the Doctor Feelgood guitar.
Yeah. Then saying, remember the time Charles asked Mick Mars how his guitar journey began? You know, here's a backstory on this one, Steve. So we're watching. We canceled the Guitar Safari show Friday night because everybody's gonna be watching Mick Mars over on Tone Talk, and so we go over there.
Yeah,
And so I'm in the chat, and I asked the question. So, how did Mick begin his guitar journey? And they ask it right, and
that's awesome.
questions Mick is just like giving like short answers to, right? And he answers the question, and they ask a little bit of a follow up, and it goes on for quite a while out of this question. And so I put together this video where I clipped it, right?
Cool.
And I did like a chat with Charles, screen and lead into it and everything. And so it's like, and I call it my lost episode. And so
That is
and
great, man.
I put it up. It's only close friends get the only close friends get to see it because I don't want to upset the guys at Tone Talk, and I don't want to upset Mick because I don't have their permission to use either one of those. So,
Right. Well,
but it's fun.
um, growing up, my one friend, his older brother, was friends with Mick Mars's cousin, and him knowing I was a big fan of Motley Crue, he'd bring me like I would never got to go meet any of the band or anything, but he'd bring me like backstage passes or wedding like Polaroid pictures of Mick's wedding and stuff like that I used to have, and just all kinds of Motley memorabilia, which would be
Mm,
really cool now for you to wrap something in.
yeah, you can do that. You can definitely do that. Richard Clark is funny. He says, "Incredible third world problems. Too many great guitars with incredible mods. Can't even remember the pickups." Uh, and Rob is
I
telling us
was
that Nick Mars has a great guitar collection for sure. I would have. Guys got the money
it's,
for it. Yeah.
it's hard to remember pickups when you're looking at other pickups to put into new projects. Yeah.
And Eddie Fay says, Charles 75 N, that question is a great opening question, which is genuine and disarms people, triggering memories and nostalgia. And that's the whole idea. I mean, when you really think of the whole premise of Chat with Charles, it is we want to get to know the fellow members of our community, right? Bring our community even closer together. And so put that face with that name in chat and learn a little bit better. It keeps this, I think it keeps our corner even more positive than it's already been. I love this.
Yeah, it's
Bo is like,
nice.
the collection's okay. Chris, you used to see Bo's collection, right?
Oh, I there's some more over there. They're just put away.
But your Justin Johnson stories don't end with the puppy, right?
Well, no, I actually uh he does lessons too, and I did take some lessons like
Mm-hmm.
online, and they're really really good if you're wanting to do like finger picking and
Mm-hmm.
slide and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, that's I mean it's who knows where a journey's going to take you? I don't know where it ends.
Yeah. And Ben saying most of Mick's classic collection was burned by his ex-wife in the '90s. Oh man,
That is true.
yeah.
That is true.
We try not to think about that. Could you imagine that, Steve? Could you just imagine?
Oh, well, that would be bad. It'd be heartbreaking. But yeah, I mean,
What in the Mitch Heyman's going on here? Hello there, Mitch.
hi Mitch. Yeah, I'd like to play some more with now that we have like computers and stuff, it's not so impossible to get a hold of some old friends and play over the computer too
Mm-hmm.
with ideas.
Yeah, that is one of the things. It's easier to kind of you can kind of pull people together and do this on. I mean, our buddies over on OU812 Network have got it down to a science, and they can even jam live on the air.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so you can use stuff like this to go ahead and get together with people and play, and then share things back and forth. It's kind of great.
Yeah, they're those guys are so good
Yeah.
at what they've got going on that it's just like you go drive around and you have that playing.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds good, man.
Oh, it is. Yeah, more than once. As I love to be on Sunday after I'm done here. I move out. A lot of times I'll move out to the garage and be working on guitars, and they're in the soundtrack behind me going. During the day, and they've made an appearance in more than one of my videos because I forgot it was playing. And I muted it while I was shooting the thing, and but I forgot the images were going
Yep.
behind me.
Oh yeah. That yeah, you can just let them play and time goes by and next thing you know you got your project done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Ben saying basically all his classic Kramers are gone. My. And let's see. So Steve Cassidy guitar is saying, "What's that PV in the background? Bandit, Envoy, Rage. What is it?
That's Envoy 110.
Nice. Now is that a rev box over there next to the PV?
Yeah, that's a rev box and that's a rev box. That has my G20 head
Uh
in
huh.
it and I've got a new 112 cab that I got a few months ago from them. Um, I just haven't really opened it up. I've been doing some other work and
I
I
I don't
haven't
get you
had
guys.
time, man.
How do you,
Well,
I
I've
don't
had
get
time.
you guys. This is where I've got a complaint.
I mean, I've opened it up to kind of look at it to make sure it wasn't broke, and I put it all back in there and closed the box.
So Steve, you're going to make me rant here because I don't get this idea. You get this great piece of gear in, you open it to look at it, make sure it's okay. But how do you keep yourself from putting it together and playing through it?
I've only reason is my neighbor's home a lot, and I've just been trying to get a few remodel things done and
Uh,
get the dust down, and I'm at that point now. So I'm really wanting to get it out here, like in the next
I got
couple
you.
of
So
weeks.
this has been a protection thing.
Yes, basically, like the reason that's in the box is only just so it's protected from dust, and I
Mm.
just hadn't opened that up yet just to keep it protected. Other than
Okay.
that, don't think I don't think about it almost every single day, Charles. It's in my head going, I got that thing.
I love it. I
I
love
just
it.
want to plug it in and try it out.
Uh, it's right. I keep forgetting that you had been doing some remodeling, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it's It's taken a little while, but you know, and you get burnt out on it too. You're just like when you're doing a lot of it yourself. It's like, yeah, now I'm painting, and that's not always fun, but rewarding.
Yeah. Did we say the words Guitar Journey soundtrack? I don't know. Did we? So Searching for Tone says he
Oh,
liquidated his stock before his divorce, so he could just say, "I bought everything at what I told her I bought it for," so she wouldn't bother with it.
good idea. Good idea. You might have said that, Charles, when it was in the background when we were talking about OU812,
Mm-hmm.
the soundtrack journey.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, maybe that was. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that was part of what I. Okay, that makes sense. You get doing this and you forget what you actually said, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
"Well, Nelson Rodriguez says, Charles, oh man, dude, I'm taking a bit of a break from looking at Sweetwater acoustic section. How you doing?" And talking to Charles Green, and his back is a bit stiff, but he's feeling groovy otherwise. So they got a conversation there going on.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
life
it's
does happen.
this is great that the chat can. There's always conversations going between everybody too in the side.
Yeah. Yeah, Search for Tone says he's got 4 guitars in a box, and an amp all sitting upstairs, and it's driving me nuts. Okay, well, as long as it's bothering you,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
I'm okay as long as it's bothering you. But the minute you're not worried about it, you're like, I'll get to it when I get to it.
yeah. Oh, I'm not like Bo, where I've just got like warehouses full of stuff in boxes.
I am not going to complain about Bo. That's a whole different level of collection.
I'd be like, yes, this is awesome. All these boxes
Well, the
to
thing
go
is,
through.
the great thing about Bo is he's guaranteed he can go pretty much anywhere in his collection and be surprised.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. Richard Clark said he almost just bought a Rev 20 for practice. He went with Steve Morse angle 20. He went with the Steve Morse angle 20, but the Rev is certainly in his future. So he's not letting go of that idea.
I I got turned on really to rev through Robert Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he did a video on the G20, the purple. He had a purple one, and I was like, wow, that thing's cool. And then I played through it a few times just in headphones before I got the speaker.
Yeah.
And man, does that thing just in headphones sound pretty good. So
It's always different because sometimes you'll listen to an amp through headphones, and then when you hook it up to the speaker, it's different, right? It's gonna be
oh yeah, it'll have a different
right.
sound. Uh, well, the speaker inside the cabinet's going to be
Mm-hmm.
voice completely different than whatever in your headphones is.
Yeah.
But
It
and
Stephen
follow.
Kelly has some advice for you. He says, neighbors, give them some earplugs for Christmas.
Oh, I could put up some soundproofing,
Love it.
decorated soundproofing, and then it'd be a treat for myself and them.
So Eddie says, so you're in Indiana. Are you near Sweetwater?
Yeah, I'm not that far. About 45 minutes away.
Yeah. Now, do you take any? Have you taken trips down there?
Yeah, specifically just to go there, like, because I had nothing better to do that day. Just wanted to go down there and look at things. you know, you can
I,
go there, maybe get something to drink and look at guitars.
I love
If
this.
you stay long enough and get hungry, you get food too.
Oh yeah, for sure. All the advice about the neighbors is rolling in. What kind of music does your neighbor like? Maybe start there. Just make sure you turn it up so they can hear it.
Yeah, they so she likes all kinds of music, and so
Oh, it's funny.
membership plan.
I always figured that one day Bo would just like, put together his whole compound, like a Disneyland for guitar players.
Yeah, he'd have his own little fun stop there for sure.
Want to welcome in Martin from the L&M Guitar Corner. He says, "Hey, hello, hey everybody. Sorry for being late. I was out to dinner with the kids. I planned to be back on time, but my daughter decided she wanted some ice cream. Well, that's okay. Family first.
Yeah,
It's all right.
especially
Appreciate
for
you
some
being here.
ice cream.
And you got ice cream, so hey.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, search your tone. Ice cream is always an acceptable excuse. Ice cream can be every bit as important as guitar sometimes. Oh, that's right. Ian's Guitar Shack, Steve. He's in Indianapolis.
yeah, he's down about 2 hours, 2.5 hours from me, probably down there.
Yeah,
I used to work not too far away from him every day.
there you go. Maybe sometime you two guys get together, huh?
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple guitar stores down there I'd like to check out.
Nice. Well, Bo is saying he wants to know, were you able to play on the Sweetwater stage?
No, no, I don't. I just go to look at guitars and buy strings and try not to walk out with a whole guitar.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right? Try not to walk out with something. And
Yeah,
everything is,
like
you kind of
sometimes it's best if you can just get strings and a neck or maybe a bridge.
well,
Like
Eddie.
I'm good. I just need tuners today.
Oh yeah, just give me something small. Eddie Fay says I would do that. I would go there and dream about spending money you don't have. Enjoy the day. Later, have lunch. Head back home feeling good. You didn't take out a second mortgage on your house.
Yeah, and you can play with their toys.
That's right. Play with your toys, and then you go home, and it's all good.
Yep, Sweetwater's awesome for that. You can get go in there and play a little bit. And,
Mhm. Nelson Rodriguez said, and I think he's still talking to Charles Green here. He says, Charles, I saw the BC Rich acoustics and got hot on their cutaway, and but as it was in his cart, he saw the price on the Larrivee section, and now he's stuck between and the sale ends, and he has to make a grab. So he's got some choices, is what he's saying.
nice.
And Josh says he was going to call Martin out and say something almost nothing open here on Sundays, but ice cream shops were open. Nice. So my brother Ed's asking, have you bought a guitar at Sweetwater when you were there?
Yeah, I've bought some guitars there. I've got a flame maple top Telecaster um, that I got from there, and geez, just some usually just like cases and
Mm-hmm.
strings and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of necessities that aren't really necessities until you have a guitar. you know,
This is true.
you're like, I didn't need any of this stuff, and then you get something, you're like, damn, I need
Oh yeah,
now I need this and I
you
need
need the other
this.
find other things to go with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcia Murray said he would move to Indiana just to be close to Sweetwater.
Well, it's nice there.
And Bo says he has Sweetwater send them some demos. Okay.
Yeah, if anybody ever is going to be in, like, come down to Sweetwater or anything, I'll come down and meet you.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah,
You
we'll
want to
meet
meet
up.
Steve Reeser? You can go down to Sweetwater. He'll meet you there.
Yeah,
Make a day of it.
why not?
Uh, Munch is funny. Pedals, strings, and amps. Oh my. Well,
There's a.
go ahead.
I was gonna say there's all kinds of things to do down in Fort Wayne. Really, just
Mm-hmm.
gotta go explore.
Hello there, Papa Blue.
Hey, Papa.
And Ian's Guitar Shack. He's waiting for a longer guitar cable and a longer XLR cable to mic his amp up. So might do a live test later today. So be on the lookout for that. So Steve, are you working on anything new? You working on any new songs or?
No, not really songs right now. Um, just kind of been getting back into playing. Um, kind of took some time off doing some remodel work, and my hand's been a little sore, so it's hard to get my fingers to move like they used to.
Yeah, it's funny when they don't want to do what you're telling them to do, right?
No, you're like, what's wrong with you? You used to just do things. Yeah.
Right, it needs to just work right. And it's funny. I've been trying to help my brother learn to play, and he's a guy that's worked with his hands his whole life, you know. And I've got some injuries on my hands where I've broken both my pinkies during the course.
Oh, that's
And so
bad.
whenever I need a pinky for something on the left hand, it's a chore.
Yeah.
And but my brother Ed, he worked with his hands his whole life. He's got carpal tunnel now that he's hoping to get taken care of. But so he's getting frustrated because sometimes it's hard to get that chord right. Right, he's trying to learn the chord and his hand doesn't want to do what he wants it to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's
It
the older we get, the harder that is too.
it just doesn't want to bend the way you want it to.
Yeah. Okay, so Martin says, my usual question to your guest, Charles, if he hasn't been asked, your holy grail guitar. What is your holy grail guitar, Steve? If you could have any guitar, regardless of cost, what would it be?
I'd love to have my old Kramer that I used to have. That's like my very first electric guitar.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't I don't know if I have like some burst or something that I really want. I just I see things and then I like them and
Mm-hmm.
then I want it, and or I'll hear it and then I'll like it and then I'll want it. Um I would like to have, I guess it goes back to Mick Mars is one of his Telecasters.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But everybody else wants like a burst or some Les Paul or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have something crazy different than that, I think.
Yeah, I like guitars that are a little offbeat, right? Different from what everybody else has.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and that's what's great. Everybody likes a little something different.
Oh, there, Hobo Roadie. This is a Vox 13 stereo.
Nice. But yeah, I always love that Telecaster that Mick had.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and well, actually, there is one Les Paul that I would like to have, and that would be like something like an early '80s tobacco burst, like Steve Clark had
Mm-hmm.
in Def Leppard. I think that might be one I'd really like to have. Because I always loved Steve Clark's guitar playing.
Well, my brother Ed is asking what's your go-to guitar, and I think I'm not sure if we already talked about this or you and I just talked about it in the green room, but I know the answer.
Yeah,
So is that one he was
that one.
showing off earlier,
That's
Ed?
my that's
Here you go.
my favorite one. But I'll get anything. I play my wine red Epiphone Les Paul
Here you go.
probably more because it can just get beat up. And
You don't
I
have to
mean,
be
not that they
careful with
all
it.
can't just get beat up, but sometimes you're like a little bit more careful with something than others.
So I love this progression that started happening in the chat because you said Les Paul, and then Christian says Les Paul's rock, and then Bo says, "Don't get me going on Les Paul's. I'll get you to buy a Murphy Lab."
I'd
Love it.
I would I'd like a Murphy Lab, but if it was like a Holy Grail guitar, I don't know if that would be my one.
Well, let me ask you this. I know that when I pick up a guitar the first time, right, there's a series of chords that I run through to see if the guitar is going to do, work for me. Is it does it feel right to me? Does it when you pick up a guitar for the first time, is there something that tells you whether it's the right guitar for you?
Usually it's like the way it like when you grab a hold of it and the way it feels. Necks don't really bother me like being different that much. It makes you I never really thought about it how I gotta just have one neck guitar, one style of neck, or I don't like the 50s one from a Les Paul compared to a 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I just always grabbed it, and if I liked that one, then I just liked that guitar. It wasn't a preference thing. I think once you get it and it once you have it and you're holding it is it's the feeling that that guitar gives you
Mm-hmm.
compared to the one right next to it, whether you are going to want that one, whether the neck is just as nice or not. I don't, I'm not out just gigging as a full blown musician,
Right.
so I can settle for the things that are going to make it a little harder, I guess. But then it also makes you play different, maybe slightly different too. It, you know,
Yeah,
um,
and in you're right. I mean, I'm okay with different necks, different neck feels and things like that. And it's just, can I get my hand around it? Does it sound the way I want it to? I look for a guitar that resonates on its own because I know if it resonates on its own unplugged, it's going to sound great plugged in, right?
and I like sometimes I think that the way that a different neck makes your hand make that chord
Mm-hmm.
makes it sound just slightly better than it would maybe on a different one.
Right.
Um, it's a little wider, so it's easier for you to play while you're just sitting around there. But I've never really needed just like one specific kind. I don't think. But I'm also not experienced enough to really have had to worry about that. I guess it's
Mm-hmm.
just not a thought I ever really put into it too much.
Okay. Here it is. Here's the question. They've been dying. They've been holding it back. Steve, how do you pronounce your last name?
It's Reeser. There you go, Ben.
That's right. We just did this whole show so that when Ben invites Steve on, he'd know how to say his last name.
Oh,
Love
that's fun. Anytime, man. Yeah, like
Well, you've been you've been on, kind of, you've been on a journey, and so have you thought about where else you'd like the journey to take you?
I don't really know where. I think sometimes the best journeys you don't know where they're going to take you. You just kind of end up there and then realize this has been either fun or bad. You know? Yeah. So, um, I like to learn more.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I just enjoy making the noise. You
I
know,
like that idea.
when you when you hit a chord and you feel it and it makes you feel good,
Hmm.
um, that's really what I like the best about it. It's makes you feel good inside, and you walk away and you just feel better.
Yeah, Jeff K is right there with you. He says, just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to flow. You fight the world so much that everything
Mitch.
fights back at you.
It is. It is. I cannot believe we've run through pretty much our time here. And
Oh wow.
before it gets away from me, Steve, before this whole train of things and events that are coming up gets away from me, I want to thank you for coming on,
Oh,
because it's been a
thanks for
lot of
having me,
fun.
man.
We're gonna have to do it again. Um, Music Therapy Last is going to be up next. Should be a good show. He's doing his 12 days of guitar miss or rock miss, whatever he's calling it. And then later today, we've got the OU812 crew and their Sunday jam. And later on in the evening, we have Ben Coombs and JP Page too. So get all your amp questions ready. And Steve, maybe JP Page 2 can tell you all about your rev.
Ooh, tell me how to hook up the two notes to my computer, get it going. That's something else. Now I got to learn more things. Yeah,
Oh, well,
I'm
it's all
learning.
part of it. We're always constantly learning. Eddie Fays, it makes you feel good. It's sort of like music therapy. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank
Which
you,
don't
Ben.
miss Music Therapy Laz's show. He's a
That's
good
right.
guy.
The point of his show, music is therapy. Yep.
I
Ben
like
says this
Laz.
was a fun show today. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ben.
Ryan Hall, Dave Chase, Bro Coli,
It was nice to
45.
see everybody today.
I love this. I'm making sure my final hours is jamming live, melting faces.
Melt them.
Uh, have a good
That's awesome.
afternoon there. Thank you, Charles. Mitch, have a good one. Symmetry, Kush.
Well, thanks everybody for stopping in,
Yep.
and check out Ben's show tonight too.
Yep. And yeah, Bo won a guitar hanger over there on Laz's channel the other day.
Nice.
All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining us. Steve, stay on because we're not letting you off that easy.
Oh, nice.
We're
I want
gonna
to thank everybody for coming out and checking out the show.
and I appreciate you coming on. You were an awesome guest, and we're gonna have to do this again sometime.
Thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun.
Okay, let me just take this link, and Ed was asking for the link for Lash's show, and I just put that into the chat. And there you go. All right, folks, have a great one. We're going to go ahead and we're going to leave you out with our theme song written by that Ben Coombs guy. And always my favorite part of the show, coming and going.